running 4 races 4 days in a row does require some training. So even though I'm on vacation, I'm still training for Dopey. Normally when I travel for a marathon, I run a marathon at the beginning and then we have a little vacation afterwards. This time it's the other way around. We have our vacation first and then I run the marathon. So yeah, seeing that we left a month before the marathon, that kind of messed up my training a little bit. I did some running during the cruise, the Disney cruise. I did a 5K run on the island. I did a 6K run around the ship. It was on deck 4. They have a running track where I could run, but it was very boring because it's about 400 meters around. So I had to do a lot of circles to come up to a good distance. So I figured 6K was enough. It was also very hot because the ship was still in the Bahamas, so it's really warm. But yeah, I need to get some training runs in still. Right now we're in Clearwater, Florida. It's a beautiful place. It's been warm here too, I hear, since we got here 2 days ago. It's been a little bit, well, I wouldn't say cold, but yeah, colder than the week we've had in the Bahamas. It's about 63 degrees today. Still early in the morning. It's supposed to get warmer though. It's nice and sunny, so that's good. But yeah, we're gonna spend 2 weeks here in Clearwater. My training hasn't really gone the way I would normally like it to, but yeah, I'm still recovering from my Achilles heel. Still not recovered. I can still feel it. I can still feel it during the day. Still doing my exercises, although it's been a little tough now that we're on vacation. I feel like I've skipped too many times, but I still have a couple of weeks. Although normally I would start to taper. I haven't gotten around to doing an 18 miler yet. My 30K route that I normally run is the one that I run 3 or 4 weeks before the marathon. That's not gonna happen this time. I did 22K, just over a half marathon when I was still back home. I'm gonna try to do a long run today, but yeah, I'm not gonna get near that 18 miles because I just don't want to put that much pressure on my Achilles heel. I have a reason for that. Okay, so that main reason for me only running a shorter distance as my longest run is my Achilles heel. But when I started training, trying to recover, my physio told me that yeah, I should slowly build up and see if I can get to that longer distance. But as we got closer, I noticed that it wasn't building up that fast and I wasn't gonna get to running a 30K because there just wasn't enough time. Now, I don't actually have to run that full marathon at full speed. I don't have to set a PR. I don't have to set any records. So I came to the conclusion that all I really need to do is to run that half marathon the day before and still be able to run the next day. So the plan was to make sure that I can run that half marathon comfortably and also still show up at the start the next day. I ran a half marathon, I ran a 22K both times the day after. I felt fine. There's a little bit of yeah, longer periods starting up in the morning, but that's just minutes. And I'm sure that if I can make my way to the start line, do a little warm up there, I should be fine to start that marathon. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fully run that marathon. I might have to end up walking some bits, or I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. but as long as I can show up at the start, I'll be happy. I'm on the Disney cruise, as I imagine with a lot of companies on their cruise. It's pretty much all you can eat. So eating healthy kind of went out the window as soon as we got on the plane. And yeah, I've been eating a lot of things that I normally wouldn't eat, especially not while training for a marathon. Eating a little bit healthier now, but it's Christmas in 2 days, so I'm sure we'll do a lot of eating then again. So yeah, keeping track of my diet has been a little bit of a problem while training for Dopey this time. It kind of feels like I'm doing everything to make it a little bit harder this time around. It's been 5 years since I ran the Dopey challenge, and yeah, because my injury, because of the vacation being switched around, it's a little bit harder to train. Also for the Disney runs, we do costumes, and of course this time I want to really go all in on the costumes. When we did it in 2020, my last Disney run, is when we first started with the group theme. We had a bunch of people join in. It was a lot of fun. Of course, a lot of my friends, a lot of people that I start out with during my races, they've been running for a couple of years already, and they've been doing all kinds of costumes, and I've been sitting on the sideline watching all the photos come by on Facebook. So yeah, I wanted to step it up, so I got myself some really tough costumes. Now normally I keep it a surprise and don't share the costumes that I picked, but this time I figured there are gonna be some people out there that are looking for me, that want to catch up with me during the race. So I'll let you know what the themes are and what my plans are for my costumes. Now my friend Michael, who I normally always start with in Corral A for the Disney runs, he already got a group together. When I got in touch with him, they already set some themes, and the theme for the 5K is Disney rodents. So any Disney rodent would do. So of course I'm expecting to see Mickey Mouse, Oswald, Chip and Dale probably, but yeah, I wanted to do something that not anyone would come up with or would try and run as, because yeah, it's gonna be a hot run for me. My pick for the Disney rodent is Basil, the great mouse detective. It's not a very obvious pick, I think. It actually used to be my favorite Disney character as a kid. I'd never seen the movie as a child, but we had this album where you could collect stickers you had to put in, and I had the comic book of the movie, so I read that as a kid, and I just loved Basil. I don't know why he stuck out for me, but as soon as I heard rodents, that's what popped to mind. So okay, they see a camera, they honk. So I had to look for a Sherlock Holmes kind of outfit, and I think I got something together. I have a long, thick winter coat. That was the only long brown coat I could find that kind of looks similar to Basil's coat. It's gonna be so warm. Might be nice when we're standing in the corral, but it's gonna be so warm to run in. I'm just glad it's only for the 5K. All right, I'm coming up to the bridge now. Going to Clearwater Beach. These bridges are so high here. In Holland, most of the bridges just open up whenever a boat wants to pass by. The bridge has to open. Here they just build the bridges high so they can just go under whenever they want. But that means I now have to climb. Now, if you live somewhere where it's really flat, like here in Florida, putting in some of these bridges on your course could be good for your training. These hill runs are very beneficial for your running strength and your running speed. So yeah, if you're living somewhere flat, try to find some hills. For the 10K, there are a lot of characters to pick from because the theme is Disney villains, and there are a lot out there. Of course, again, I want to try and do something that I haven't seen a lot of people run as, and I'm going as Judge Doom from Roger Rabbit. If you might remember, he wears a long coat as well, and a hat. So that's gonna be nice and toasty. The coat that I got for this is a little bit thinner than the brown winter coat that I got, but still, I'm guessing it's gonna be hot while running. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun running in that costume and seeing the reactions from the crowd. So that's the 10K. Now, speaking of 10K, I'm about 10K into my run, and I made it to Clearwater Beach. It's right here. We spent the afternoon here yesterday, just playing around. There's a big playground there, so Shane played in the playground. The pier's closed. I think it's still because of hurricanes. It didn't seem that far away yesterday when we drove here by car, but I guess it's about 10K from the condo to here. It's a nice run though. I enjoyed this. I still have to get back as well though. Not a half marathon. I want it to be a little bit easier. The theme is any character from Inside Out 1 or 2. Now, most of these characters have funky colored hair, so that meant I would have to wear a wig. I did that 5 years ago when I was dressed up as a witch with a big long wig. It was so hot. Now this time around, I figured I'll look for a character that doesn't wear a wig, and that left me with anger. So instead of wearing a wig, I'm going with face paint on this one. I'm not sure how that's going to turn out because I've never run with face paint on. I'm gonna have to see how I can apply this in the middle of the night. So it has its own challenges, but I'm guessing it's not gonna be as hot as wearing a wig. Now, the weather in January in Florida can be cold, it can be hot. 2018, when I ran the Dopey challenge, it was so cold when we were waiting in the corrals. It was freezing cold. We're just moving around, doing anything we could to stay warm. I went out too fast on most of my races just because I wanted to start running, start warming up. In 2020 though, it was really warm. It was nice and toasty waiting for the race to start. And it got really hot during the races, especially for marathon day. Marathon day was the highest temperature recorded in years. I think it was like 30 years or something. It made the papers. The Disney run made the papers because we were all crazy enough to go running. They cut the race short for people in the back. They cut off a part of the course. It was a hot day. So yeah, this time around, if it's gonna be cold, waiting at the corrals, which it might be anyways because we start really early. For the first 2 races, I'll be wearing coats. So yeah, the cold's not gonna bother me anyway. When it's gonna be hot, on the other hand, I'm gonna be nice and toasty with those coats on. It's gonna be a shorter distance, so I'm just gonna have to see how that goes. If I can take walk breaks, I'll do that. I'll stop for the characters anyway, so that'll give me a little bit of a breather. So yeah, we'll have to see how I can handle the heat in those coats, and yeah, quite possibly for the other runs as well, because my marathon, I also have a costume that might be a little bit warm. Now, the theme for the marathon also has a lot of characters to pick from. The theme is Disney sidekicks. So yeah, there are a lot of Disney sidekicks, and again, I tried for something a little bit out of the box. Also, it was a character that I already got a little bit prepared for my races in 2021. Of course, those races didn't happen, but I did have part of the costume ready, and that is Mushu from Milan. Milan's not my favorite movie, far from it actually, but I did enjoy the Mushu character, so I thought I'd go as a red dragon. Now that just left me with a lot of red running gear, so it's a lot more comfortable to run in. It's a marathon. I didn't want to make it too hard on myself. The only thing is I'm going to be wearing a red beanie for that as well. Now, of course, gets too hot, too tough to run in, I can take the beanie off. But to start with, I'll be wearing a red beanie on my head. So yeah, I guess I'll be easy to recognize as well. A little while ago, they announced the course of the races, and I'm very excited about it. The reactions are very mixed. I've seen a lot of different reactions on Facebook. I like that it's a little bit different. It's going the other way around than it did when I ran last time in 2020. So yeah, I can't wait to run this course. Let me know in the comments what you think about the course. So if you see me running in one of these costumes, and if you're on the course running yourself, or if you're one of the spectators, make sure that you come over, say hi, or yell out my name along the course. I love to meet you. It's always a lot of fun meeting fellow Disney runners, and if you've been watching my channel, then yeah, I'd love to say hello. We can take a selfie together. I'd love to see your costume. So yeah, see you at the races, and until next time, get out there and run.